Hello everyone, and yes, this is not a one-day vlog review video. This is actually an anniversary video because 1 year ago today, there were 5 new members elected to the board of directors. That includes myself, 2 undergraduate members at large, the Far Western Regional Director, and the South Central Regional Director. So for an entire year, we have been fulfilling our duties, serving in our positions during a global pandemic. We've been doing it virtually. And 1 year later, we're together at the part 2 of the 69th Boule. And I just wanted to take the time to ask us, get those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions, because it is a lot. We have done a lot, and even just to get elected, we did a lot. So enjoy some of these little interviews with the other members of the board of directors that have now been on for 1 whole year. And at the end, I'll also give some of my thoughts as a 1-year member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Board of Directors. I am here with 2 of our regional directors. Now, I know on my channel I usually talk about the new undergraduate members on our board of directors, but there were also 2 graduates that were elected onto our board of directors last year that are also celebrating their 1-year anniversary of being in office today. And I was just wondering if you all could introduce yourselves real quick and your positions on our board of directors.
Certainly. I am Joya Hayes, and I represent the South Central region. I am the 26th South Central Regional Director.
And I'm Shelby Bogney, and I am the 26th Far Western Regional Director.
Fantastic, fantastic. And how does it feel to be on your 1-year anniversary within your position?
Wow. It's only been 1 year?
It's been a year.
Wow. Great. It's wonderful. We've been not able to be with the stores physically, so this first Boule that's hybrid and mostly virtual, we've had an opportunity to see some folks we haven't seen in a really long time in our new positions.
Absolutely. I think we call ourselves the COVID RDs. We've been running our regions from the virtual space, and so anytime we have a chance to get together, we've been virtual roommates.
Right.
So we've been connected as new members of the directorate, trying to learn our jobs, to learn our roles, and support each other as we go about the work of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And so I definitely think it's been a great honor to not only be able to engage with all of our members, but to also connect with people who've been supporting us for this entire time.
And you all mentioned being COVID regional directors. What exactly have you all been doing in your positions over the course of this year? What have you been doing virtually? And what are you excited to do as we move eventually into being in person again?
Well, I think we have been communicating and working with our members virtually, like through Zoom and other meetings like that. And then we both had to have regional conferences that were virtual. And so we have never had an in-person conference. I think we're looking forward to that, right?
Yes. I think, Shelby covered it all. I think we've been going about doing the work of AKA in new ways. And so while we've continued to do things virtually, I think both of us are just very proud that we've been able to get the work done and to continue the wonderful legacies that our regions represent in this organization. And I think as we talk about being a part of this pandemic, one of the other things that I think we're both very proud of is that we've helped encourage our members to be engaged in Alpha Kappa Alpha despite that. We're not just sisters, we're supporting each other and we're supporting our communities as we try to overcome this difficult period. So we're encouragers, we're supporters, we're church members, whatever we need to be to make sure that our members come out on the other side of this pandemic excited to serve.
Awesome. And I can see over the course of this mini interview, you all have been looking at each other, hugging each other. You all are best friends. And I just want to ask, how was it forming this relationship virtually? And what does it feel like to foster that relationship in person over these past 10 days?
Oh my goodness, I finally got to hug my sister. It's been awesome, and we really started day one working with each other and supporting each other, and oh my goodness, this is what Alpha Kappa Alpha is all about.
I agree. I think we both were in the same space under the same circumstances, and it's just allowed us to grow the trust and transparency that we have. Now, our regions have connected over the years. We're not the first two to do this, but it's something about Far Western and South Central that just keeps bringing our spirits together to do the work of AKA. And so our relationship is really symbolic of the love that our two regions have for each other.
Awesome. And thank you so much for participating in this little interview. I look forward to our next year together serving on the board of directors. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, thank you, Madam Vice President.
It was an honor to be asked by our Vice President to do this. And so thank you so much, and thank you so much to your followers.
Oh, thank you. I am sitting here with the undergraduate members at large, and as this day keeps going on and on later into the night, we are getting closer and closer to the 1-year anniversary of when we were installed in our positions. So I just want to know, how do you feel knowing that this anniversary is coming closer?
For me, it's very surreal and sentimental. This past week was the first time we got to all meet in person as a board of directors, at least for the new members. So being able to kind of be treated as we approach 1 year of serving, to get to physically meet the people I've worked with, at least meeting once a week for the past year, has been really nice. And it's just very, very rewarding, I guess is the best way to describe being able to do the work in person versus being in my apartment or my room at home, being my own production person. So it's been very nice to get to bond and also get the work done.
I would definitely second that. I for sure feel like it hasn't even been a year. So to say that it has feels crazy. Just being able to serve in this position on its own is very rewarding, but being able to connect and meet all of the rest of the regional directors, and it's just fantastic to also meet both of the Jasmines, because seeing them on Zoom is definitely different than being with them in person and being able to laugh together and bond and make real connections.
You also mentioned that we are new members on the board of directors, and being on the board of directors, there are just 3 positions for undergrads. That's the 3 of us. So I want to know, when you were initiated, did you ever think that you would be sitting here in this position now?
So I was initiated at the University of Michigan in the Beta Eta chapter in the fall of 2018. And that's the same chapter both my mom and my sister were initiated. So that was meaningful within itself and was, such a huge part of my reasoning for wanting to be a part of the sorority as a whole. But also leadership has been very important to me, especially throughout my college career. But at that time, no. I was excited about serving at the chapter level and maybe like the regional level if presented the opportunity. It wasn't until I started having conversations about just changes that we believed as a chapter, but then as a region, that we thought would be beneficial to the entire international undergraduate population of the sorority. So in having those conversations, I felt more comfortable with the idea, but it also took having conversations with those who served in our roles prior to our predecessors for me to say, okay, I could do it. I think I can run.
And I was initiated into the Eta Iota chapter in the spring of 2019 at Columbus State University. I would say I did know that I wanted to run as soon as I was initiated, so that kind of steered me towards building my AKA resume as soon as possible. So I knew I wanted to. Did I think that I would get here? I left that up to fate. So.
And when you think about the day that we were initiated, going through that process, the day that we were installed into our positions, Can you tell me what it is that you were feeling in that moment at the end of a long campaign season, at the end of a long virtual campaign season?
I am just a very anxious person when it comes to things that I really, really want. And it's an anxiety that is fueled from like knowing I did the work, but like it's not in my control. And that whole day just felt like I was just senselessly roaming around the house because it was, it was nothing else I could do. I couldn't make any more phone calls. There were no more meetings for me to visit. There was nothing I could do campaign wise to, quote unquote, secure votes. It was really left up to the speech, and letting that speak for itself. And so it was battling anxiety, but then also there's a calmness that comes with that, knowing like there's nothing else to be done. Like you did the work, you just have to let the work speak for itself. I also had an exam that day because I was taking a summer class, so like the emotions were all over the place. But I remember feeling like somewhat grateful that I had the privacy to go through that in my home versus being at the actual boule, which is such a weird thought, but I was like, I'm happy I'm in a space I'm comfortable in, because I could only imagine if I was somewhere with so many people, and just, having that privacy to be able to handle whatever the results were going to be. I was really grateful for that opportunity as well.
Yeah, I definitely had a sense of relief, seeing as there was nothing else to be done. So pretty much the entire day I was just watching along. When I got the call, I was eating a Caesar salad. So I was pretty relaxed. I will agree that I was glad that I was at home receiving that, that news, because had it gone a different way and we were in person, it would have been an episode of Maury. They would have been chasing me down the halls. But yeah, I think I was pretty grateful that I was able to be at home.
And I want to echo what you two have both said, how excited you are that we are in person. These last 7 days have been amazing. Being able to meet the both of you in person, being able to hug you, to take pictures with you, not screenshots, but to take pictures with you, has been an absolute joy and an honor, and I could not have asked for any better undergraduate members at large to serve with.
We feel the same about you.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. It was so nice being able to hear the thoughts from all of the other people that I have been sharing this 1 year experience with. And it also made me think about some of the own highlights of my experience. So I think back to when I decided I wanted to run. That was a major decision. I was at the Leadership Fellows Conference, and people in the program were constantly asking me, have you ever thought of running for the international second vice president position? And by that time, at just 6 months within the sorority, I was thinking, I'm just happy to be here at the Leadership Fellows program. I haven't even thought that far ahead. So I would just say, that sounds nice. It's something that I would definitely consider. And then it keeps happening over and over and over again. People keep asking me, other international committee chairs, and even the person who held the position that I currently hold now, KCA Coleman, she said, have you ever thought about it? Because they saw something. They saw something in me at just 6 months in the sorority that could get to this place. And that is a major vote of confidence. So fast forward, I have dedicated myself, I have committed to deciding that I want to run for this position of international second vice president. And I have submitted the proper documents. I am now a certified candidate. Campaign season starts, but also so does the coronavirus. And that changed everything, but it also allowed me a new platform to be able to speak to more members of the sorority. I was able to speak to 171 different chapters, which at that time we had 1,024 chapters in the entire sorority. So I was able to speak to roughly almost 17% of our entire sorority. And I made sure that I got my platform out there, that I got my credentials, my desire, my passion for leadership out there to the membership. And 1 year ago, I won. 1 year ago, I was installed. And 1 year ago, this amazing journey, this supreme journey, this excellent journey started. So I am supremely honored to be here in this moment now. It is a lot of hard work that it took to get here. And it's honestly been one that I have always enjoyed because of the interactions that I am able to have with the people that put me in office. I am able to go to hundreds, literally, of chapter meetings, of chapter events, sisterly relations. And every single one of them have made it very clear to me that they thank me for the job that I am doing. They thank me for the polishedness, for the grace, for the excellence that I bring when I am serving in my capacity as the International Second Vice President. And it just makes me feel so good because I want to keep doing that, and I will keep doing that for the next year, the last year of the time that I am holding this position. And being here at this this hybrid Boule Part 2 with some of the people being in person here in Chicago and most people being at their homes logging in virtually, it has been a lot. It has been a lot to go from Zoom, 10 days of being in person. And then I can only imagine when we get to the 70th Boule next year, I can only imagine what that will be. I know that I am ready to embrace other undergraduates, embrace other members of this sorority. I'm eager to take pictures with them, talk with them, hear what it is they're saying in real life. Because Zoom is great, it is definitely a blessing to be able to have that, but I need to be able to see face to face. I need to be able to have that human contact, and it's something that I am honestly just counting down the days for. I am just counting down the days. So I will leave it there. I am so excited to be celebrating my 1 year anniversary being on our board of directors. And I just want to thank you, the people who are watching this, the members that voted for me, the delegates. Thank you very much for allowing me to have this opportunity to serve, because without you, I would not be here. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.